should.
Okay. Yeah. In a pool of Meteora, watch me swim, swap a bed, I just keep it going. I'm kinda like I'm reading orders. Depth pool, got a fight in it full of high hopes. Look at my flow, DLM, man, keep it liquid, it's never not so. Hold up like, whoa, talking about slippers, bro, I don't even know that hoe. Easy in this pizza, they get fees, a little bake inside the vault until the cheese is done. Fools are paying me like I don't even go to beaches, rather be here on a feed or something. Best believe it's decent, wavy when I see secret chillin' in the deep end. Every week and weekend, see me, you can depend on it, cause I mean it. Coming up, you can even find a way to flood it up. You done enough, 10% stimulate and run it up. Point system looking like a fine where they won't miss a solid contribution. Could've pointed out enough. I met up with Matt, had a really good chat. He's telling me bet up your army does laps. That orbit does this meteor's headed when no one's expecting and we watching it happen, eh? In a pool of Meteora, watch me swim, swap a bed, I just keep it going. I'm kinda like I'm reading orders. Depth pool, got a fight in it full of high hopes. Look at my flow, DLM, man, keep it liquid, it's never not so. Hold up like, whoa, talking about slippers, bro, I don't even know that hoe. Easy in this pizza, they get keys, a little bacon, start the ball, just cheese done. Fools paying me like I don't even go to beaches, never be here on a beer song.
GMAT, everybody.
GMAT.
Welcome another week of community calls.
Time flies, man. Time flies.
Well, we got the date wrong, so it's apparently still 27 March, but I think it's April or something, right? Does
It is April something.
Yeah, ta-da! Welcome to the community call on 10th April. It's quite funny, I copied this slide from the last week, so it turns out that if that said 27 March, it means that we used the wrong date last week too, but fast forward, we are in April, and hello everybody. Today we'll do a very fun call where we are releasing a new major product. Today will be a very special community call where we have a lot of members of the Meteora team coming. I think Zen and I are here, and Shane is here as well to kick us off with the updates of the week. Go ahead, Shane.
Hello, GMAT everyone. I'm Shane, and I'm just going to give you some quick updates on what's happening in the world of Meteora. So last week we added support for token 2022 on DLMM pools, and if you noticed on each DLMM pool page, there's actually a tooltip that provides you with easy overview of the extensions and permissions, right? That are attributed to that token. So for example, you will know if the token has a transfer fee, and that means a part of your the token amount might be taken as a fee whenever you transfer it, or if the token has freeze authority, where the designated account can arbitrarily just freeze your token anytime. So it's important info that a lot of traders and LPs will need to know, because there are a lot of malicious actors out there that could come up with scam tokens, that exploit these extensions and authorities. So please make sure you check these token attributes using the tooltip whenever you can, and also check out RugCheck, right? They're also a great tool for you to view these risks associated with the token. So yeah, we want to shout out to the LP Army and other members in the community who have given us great feedback. We are all about improving the LP experience on DLMM, making helping you print fees without worrying about like safeguarding your assets or being vulnerable to such scams. So keep this feedback flowing. We have a category called product feedback on Discord. There are a few channels there specific to the different pools that we have. So yeah, please give us more feedback to help you improve your LP. Next, so Meteora is not just about building liquidity pools for LPs. I think if you remembered the talk Zen gave before and the 3LP article we had, we also want to make it easy for launchpads and launches, right, to integrate Meteora and have the perfect launch. So we have this launch guide that we came up with last week. And in this launch guide, we bring together all the important information and documentation related to all our cool pools and tools, and to help integrators and launchpads integrate our pools and help token teams launch the token as effectively as possible. So we've added 2 more case studies here, one on the Jupe launch and one on the Cloud launch. 2 very interesting launches. Shout out to Soju for writing such a cool explanation about these 2 launches. There are some things that I totally forgot. Right, I participated in the launches as well, but reading the articles brings us back a bit of nostalgia, as well as help me learn some new things. And I think I strongly encourage you to read these case studies, because they're going to help you if you have not passed your bootcamp, right? They help you learn more about DLMM, and yeah, hopefully you can get that LP Army private role. Talking about bootcamp, just a reminder for you guys who participated in bootcamp last weekend, you have until the April 13th to submit 6 p.m. UTC to submit your assignments. Usually it's we give you about a week after the bootcamp session to submit your assignments. And the bootcamps are the two days of bootcamps are recorded on YouTube, so you can revisit them anytime to rewatch all the great lessons from Heavy Metal Cook and other instructors during the bootcamp. And apart from bootcamp, another opportunity for you to learn about DLMM and learn how to print fees is this DLMM competition by Apollo by Zeus. So there is a ZBTC Soul Pool. There's this specific ZBTC Soul Pool that you can participate in. All you have to do is add liquidity and trade in order to win a share of Zeus tokens. And I think, just nice, right? There's a bootcamp assignment coming up, and there's 2 case studies you can read about DLMM. So this is also a good opportunity for you to try it out, get your hands dirty, and learn how to use DLMM, and still have the opportunity to earn more rewards along the way. But not financial advice, but this is just a good opportunity, an alpha that we like to share with our LP Army members. Thank you, everyone. I'll pass the time on to Soju, right?
Zen, what do you think of this week's updates?
Oh, I just add on to the case studies, right? So I think case studies are extremely important. So thanks Soju for really putting that down on the blog, right? So because we build the tech, but the tech alone might not be sufficient, right? So there's a lot of projects that come asking us about what kind of strategies to use, how to actually maximize the technology to really support the launch or whatever. So I think these case studies will serve as a starting point, right? To help people understand, okay, for certain outcomes, right, you can actually set up your launch in a certain way, right? Or config in a certain way that can actually help you to get to a certain outcome, right? So we are continuously trying to figure out how to actually come up with different case studies based on our past experiences, right? The different configs, right? That can really help the launch pads or launchers, right? Direct launchers, right? Really understand that, okay, there are these reference points, right? If I want to get a certain outcome, right, I can actually replicate certain set of some of config or setups, right? That can help me get there. Of course, it's not foolproof, right? But I think that it's a good reference point for a start, right? So because, so technology plus the template and the strategies and the case studies could actually potentially help you to actually create the launch, right, that you actually really want and actually suit your needs. Yeah, so that's something that we'll continue to build on, right? On top of the documentation as well as the innovation, right, of technology that we are building. Yeah, so that's the key thing that I would add on, right? So that's why we are actually focusing a lot on making sure that we actually expose, right, showcase a lot of the past experiences that we have working with a lot of other launchers.
Great stuff. I think case studies is great. It was pretty fun for me to write them because it's nostalgia. Like me and Zen actually fun fact to everyone, me and Zen was working very hard during the Jupe launch together, and when we were writing the case study during Jupe, it was wow, this takes us back to those days of doing the Jupe launch together.
So you say it was fun. For me, it was more nerve-wracking. Yeah, because waiting for
during the period,
thing to open
it was nerve-wracking. Afterwards, it's fun. I think one thing I wanted to start doing soon is that I will start writing not case study of launches, more of like analyzing how launchpads leverage Meteora's technology to do certain things so that other people can learn from it. I think one of my very firm beliefs in crypto is that like we're all here to experiment, we're all here to build, and there's no better way to learn from other than learning from what other people has tried. So expect to see case studies to be a very big part of it. Yeah. But speaking of this, let's move on to the next slide. Speaking of this, is that I want to do a quick revisit about wearing the RP army for launches. I think you guys will see a short section about this every week as sort of like a reminder of what we're here to do and sort of like pave the way for the rest of the talk today. So today I'm here to talk about that a little bit more. Yeah, that's me. I'm after moving to Meteora, I don't really know what I was looking for a way to identify my like role, and I think that like creating opportunities for the LP army is starting to be what I really resonate with. Whether it's pushing technology with the team, whether it's working with our partners, but that's what I resonate with. So moving on, like a quick reminder to everybody is that this is what we're driving towards right now with making Meteora the infrastructure layer to power every launchpad, powered by all the retail liquidity providers for every token possible. So this is like our 3LP plan. How do we make Meteora better for launchpads, liquidity providers, and LPs with liquidity pools? Yeah, next. So last week I had a very similar site, but there's one side tip is that like I want to remind everyone that like the way we're doing this is we're going to vary the RP army via bounties. We're also going to do more experimentation going forward, which Mel will talk about more. So experimenting, what other initiatives can we do to achieve this goal other than bounties or like running campaigns, sort of like creating opportunities to create opportunities for the LP army, which is once again what me and Mia and all of us are here for. So last week we talked about DRMM, and this week they're going to announce something new, something exciting. But first, I would like to remind everyone of our yesterday's announcement, which is the 3% Launchpad stimulus. We want to empower and align with all the we want to empower and align all the other launchpads on Solana with Meteora. We want to build the best technology for them, and we want to make them feel rewarded with us. And we also want to create more opportunities for the LP army. So we officialized the 3% Launchpad stimulus yesterday night actually. And we're looking forward to working together with all of our Launchpad partners to drive and create opportunities for the LP army. And then we'll figure out how to distribute this 3% later with likely a lot of community feedback or done transparently. I think the two very important things I want to remind everybody here is that like this 3% Launchpad stimulus is to create more opportunities for the LP army, is to reduce the dilution that the retail utility providers face by separating the launch pools or launch pads away from the retail LPs, and form like a baseline alignment to empower the LP army to experiment. So we'll do a lot more experimentation. If Zen have ideas or anyone in the community have ideas, please yell at me on Twitter or on Telegram or on Discord. I read every message that has my name tag in it. I can't read every single message, but I can at least read when my name is tagged. So we are looking very forward to experimenting with everyone there. But before we go on, let's talk about something. Let's talk about the DAMM. So last week we talked about the DRMM, but today I'll just quickly revisit the DAMM to remind people that we have something called a dynamic automated market maker. So the DAMM is available on Meteora's website. You can see it under dynamic pools, and there's a lot of like subsets of the dynamic pool, such as the meme coin pool or the volatile pool or the stable pool on the next slide. I think like, yeah, this side. So if you know like things like stake to earn or fee scheduler, like anti-sniper fees or meme coin dynamic fees, it's all available in one platform with something called full range liquidity, which is very suitable for price discovery. So if you're launching a new token, it's like DRMM, you have a price range, right? It's 69 beans, it's a mean price and max price, and you can't go wider than that. On DAMM, you provide full range liquidity, so the token can go up 10,000% and it can still be trading on the curve. So this is very good for price discovery for meme coins and its main use case. But other than that, we've also built DAMM to be multi-usage, offering stable swap or meme coin pools, which is the ones with the dynamic fees and the locked token and like locked liquidity, permanently locked or still collecting fees, or stake to earn. There's also the volatile pools, which is like Sol USDC, and there's also LST pools. So the DAMM has been a very big hallmark for us, like powering our partners like Virtuous or GFM, or doing a lot of volume on USDC, USDT via StableSwap, or providing a lot of volume via LSD pools, Jupso or so. But today we're really here to revolutionize this again and build something new. So I would like to announce breaking news that DAMM V2. And we'll bring on Ben Yu, who worked very hard to ship this product to engineers, to share with us what DAMM V2 is.
Hello. Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Yes, okay. Yeah. Thank you, Soju, and GMAT everyone. So yeah, my name is Ben Liu, and I'm the janitor here in Meteora. Also, I like to call myself. So yeah, Soju sums up Dynamic AMM V1 very well, and V1 have been really good to us and a lot of our partners, as mentioned, Virtuals and GFM. And for us, we always continue building new stuff and new features, mechanics around our tech, right? And there are a lot more ideas that we want to build for our users. But the current Dynamic AMM V1 has some limitations of like, hot accounts issues, and then transaction size and compute unit limits, and also no token 22 support, right? Which is why we are introducing Dynamic AMM V2 today, which solve all of the issues mentioned above. And on top of it, we have a bunch of like new built-in features. Like so it supports token 22, on-chain fee scheduler, with previously it was off-chain, and then fee collection mode, on-chain farm liquidity mining, previously also off-chain, non-permanent lock plus vesting, dynamic fees, position in NFT, and a bunch of like optimization there, right? I'll go into each of them later, and have a mini demo as well. So yeah, we have been working closely with some of our partners that are very excited about these built-in features, and I think best of all, this is just the beginning of like the Dynamic AMM V2. We have a lot more exciting features and potential new UIs that we are building under the hood right now, and making Meteora the best place to LP. And some partners right now, as we speak, are already integrating this new program. And we are actually also going to be releasing a super early beta version tomorrow on Edge for you guys to actually play around and try it out. Right now, I'm going to quickly do a quick video demo of like how it looks like. And how do I share screen?
Present. Is it present, right?
It's gonna. Is it okay? Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. So this is it's new, still beta. It's still new. So you see like a new tab here for Dynamic Pools V2, and then you go to create pools, and then there's a V2 pools that it tells you a little bit about like what's new there. And then we go over to on this, in this case we are just doing like a meme coin pool creation, and then I'm getting like one of a token 22 as an example, but in this case.
So one of the key thing is that token 22 is supported, right? From V1.
Yep. Correct. And then so from here you can see that you can enable dynamic fees or no, and then for the fee scheduler there's also exponential and also linear for you to choose, which we have documentations and more explanation coming up as well. And then I think the most key thing here is that you can actually have base plus code, which is essentially collecting fees in both tokens, or in just code token in a lot of cases where users or like partners or protocols doesn't want to take both tokens, and then they can just take USDC or SOL in this case. And then in the fee scheduler, you can also see like when it's first started pool trading, and then you will have a pretty steep kind of a pretty high fees, and then it slowly goes down to 0.25 in this case.
Yeah, and one of the important things to note also is that the for V2 our fee schedule is actually on chain. right? So for V1, I mean for integrators, actually relies a lot on our team to actually set up configs for them. But with V2, integrators can actually update the config on their own, so they can set up the fee schedule, right, on their own depending on what they need. So I think that's also our goal towards permissionless, right? So that any integrators who want to set up their fee schedule in any way, they can actually set it up on their own.
Yep. And yeah, continuing with the demo, and then I'm just gonna do a few quick swap here. So yeah, as you can see here, I mean, as you probably noticed, like the fees or like the token that you're getting, it's actually pretty less or like less than you're supposed to. And that's the fee scheduler getting in play right away because the pool just started, and then as you can see just now, it started off like 50% and then slowly gets down. So it's the same case on the other side as well, and then on top here, you would see that your fees is all collected in USDC. And then you have like the dynamic fees enable and then protocol fees. And then here you will be able to see like, so starting from, 47% and then slowly goes down as the time goes by. And then goes back to like a normal base fee of like 0.25. Yep. That's it for the demo. Yeah. Zen, what do you think of like the new V2?
It's great, right? I mean, there's a lot of things in V1 that, I mean, it was great at the start, right? When we first launched V1, the key thing was actually on the dynamic vaults, right? So all the tokens will be consolidated at dynamic vault and we go for lending and borrowing, right? But I think now things have changed quite a bit, right? And then the vaults actually cause quite a bit of this kind of hot accounts issue, right? So that's why the V2 is actually great in the sense that there are a few things, right? Like we actually make it more efficient, right? And it actually solve the hot account issues. And I think that the main thing for me here is that it also allow people to actually easily visualize, right, what their fee schedule is like, right. I mean, of course, for the demo, you can see that we actually restrict quite a lot of options, right? But moving forward, we actually will open up more options for people to actually easily customize how they want to launch their pools. So the key things like on-chain scheduler, right, and dynamic fees is actually something awesome as well. So actually allows people to, I mean, the fees will be like will be updated based on the volatility of market, right? So if if there's more volume, right, you actually get more fees, and so on and so forth. So and also locking as well, right? So now we actually allow people to actually control the way that they lock it, right? So they can actually lock it after the pool is created. So ultimately, right, V2 we really want to give people a lot more flexibility and control over how they want to launch their pools, right? And then we look forward to see how, I mean, when the system goes live on Edge, right? We'd love to see how people can try it out, right, and give us more feedback to see how we can improve the system further.
Yep.
Yeah,
And
I think one thing
sorry, a quick disclaimer is that like it's very early beta version, so just try it out. But they just try it out in a small amount to actually fill out like some of the mechanism. And yeah, I think that's it for me.
Yeah, sorry for cutting you up. I think I just want to emphasize on one thing is that like, DMM V2 is also built to repower more liquidity by everybody here. And the two main features is that first, there's actually dynamic fees, as you notice in Ben's slides. So similar to how on DRMM when volatility is very high, the fees will increase. That feature is actually now in dynamic AMM V2 too. And one thing that's actually missing here is that you can actually even concentrate your liquidity by setting a minimum price or maximum price. So it's also like a simple version of DRMM or like a concentrated liquidity. So DMM V2 is actually also a very powerful tool for people who want to provide liquidity in like slightly maybe wider ranges than DRMM without beans, but like normal tips like equal liquidity distribution with dynamic fees. And you can collect fees in SOL or USDC, whichever the partner token is. So like if you are market making Jupe SOL, you can just collect all of fees in SOL. Like it's actually an amazing feature just for like anyone in RP Army to play around with. The basic building blocks are now there, which is the dynamic fees, the fee rate, the price ranges, and we're very excited to see what the RP Army comes up with as well.
Yeah. And a lot of these features are things that the launch teams that work with us have been asking for again and again, right? And so now it's all in one clean, solid setup, right? So
Yeah.
if you're LP trying to earn more or launchpad planning your next rollout, right? So I think this V2 can give you all the tools, right, to do it better and faster. So I think that's the key thing, right? So like I mentioned just now, right? Tomorrow we're aiming to launch it in the V2 on Edge, right? It's trial, right? Testing, right? So just try it out, give feedback, right? And just help make Meteora the best place to launch a piece of art.
Yeah, I think Zen brought up the efficiency theme, which I thought to mention as well, is that like because this is rewritten to be very optimized for Solana, there's no more hot accounts, it's much cheaper in CU. Like in the past, if we could land 10 Meteora's trades into one transaction block, I think we can land like probably 50% or 100% more, depending on what pools you're swapping, thanks to the hot accounts, and you'll be cheaper in gas as well. There's a lot of optimizations to make sure that this really runs much better. And I think our goal is to aggressively roll this out before like activity like goes up 100x again, thus allowing Meteora to scale and all our partners to scale like much better. But yeah, that's all for me. Yeah.
Yep.
I think just to help like talk about this a bit more, we actually invited one of our partners. On that side, we have one of our partners, Ben Jace from Pump.Science to share more about how you can leverage DMM V2 to build cool shit. Hi, Ben Jace.
Hello.
What's up, guys? Thanks so much for having me. And congrats on the launch. Really seems like you guys put a lot of effort into it. And I think more than that is like you're clearly like listening to your users and implementing features and making changes based on, you know, what the limitations are, taking the criticisms and building to, you know, make Meteora the best place to launch. And that's, I think, very clear from having worked with you guys. That's why we're so fired up about working with you guys. Yeah, you know, lots of bends from the Meteora side of things, which is great. Happy to be considered one of them. I think where we're the most excited about the V2 version you guys are rolling out is in some issues that we had with some of our initial launches. So we have basically a similar bonding curve to AMM migration as PumpFun, except instead of, you know, migrating to Radium as they are, you know, we like all the tech that the Meteora team is building, so we migrated to Meteora. And then we launched a few tokens off our launchpad, and some of the issues we had were mostly around snipers, right? So I think there's a few things to consider here. So when we migrate, it's at a pretty low market cap, right? It's at about like an 70 to 80K market cap, because we want people to, you know, be able to get in at that low valuation. The only problem is that then, you know, snipers come and try and like capture the supply, right? If there's a low valuation, then, you know, snipers, and they know that there's a lot of hype around a launch, then snipers will come in, and that's what they did for our first few tokens off our launch pad. And so what we really value is any user being able to compete with the snipers so that speed isn't an advantage, right? You want to come out at a low valuation, but you don't want speed to basically ruin the party for the rest of the users. And so with this kind of exponential fee decay curve, which is something we like really pushed the Meteora team to build, and like I'm very, very excited that they built it. Speed is no longer an advantage, right? And so you can still come out with a low valuation, but the first few blocks will kind of be like super, super high fee, which will penalize snipers and give time for users to come in and compete. The big difference here, though, is that with the exponential decay, you ensure that users don't get like duped, right? Because one issue with super high fees is that users don't notice them coming in. But if you know, decrease that fee pretty quickly, then you ensure that you can both penalize the speed and make sure that like users don't get screwed by a super high fee. So it's obviously like a really hard problem, but we really like the way you guys solved it and are super excited about implementing it.
The user is not fast enough to solve in the high fees. Like by the time they key, it's like reduced.
Hopefully. So that's why the high fees cannot last for too long, right? So if the high fees are like 10 minutes, then we got a problem, right? We're going to penalize the user as well. Yeah. So we need to find a good balance, right, between penalizing the snipers, but the retailers should not be affected in that sense.
Exactly. Exactly. So anyway, we think this is the right solution. We think this is the way to go. But yeah, because ultimately, like, and you know, we all love meme coin tokenomics, right? Where like prices can go super low and they can go super high. The only problem is like snipers ruin the party. And so we have to make sure that, you know, if we're going to migrate at a low valuation, that we make sure that we penalize the snipers for kind of like trying to leverage speed as an advantage and give time for users to come in. So we hope that like in your guys' UI, it's very clear that the fees are high for that short period of time if they're, you know, there with trigger fingers. But yeah.
You saw the visualization. We had a visualization at Ben saw. Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. It's perfect. I think it's perfect.
Yeah, but I just want to say a quick big thanks to Benjo, right, and your team for really being very patient. Yeah, patient with us, right, and then for really giving really solid feedback, right. So I think it really help us to shape the design for DMM, right, and we're really excited to be building alongside with you guys. Yeah,
awesome. Same here. And like, yeah, I mean, it's very clear that you guys are innovating the most on the AMM side of things. And so that's why we're excited about working with you guys and working through these issues, because like you guys are ready to listen, implement feedback, and like keep improving the token launching experience for the users. Because I think that's the most important piece. And you guys can fucking ship. So good work.
Yeah, 3LP is launch pads, launchers, and liquidity providers, right? So that's our game, right? So definitely we have to listen to you guys, right? Because you guys are the ones that are running the show.
Well, I mean, like, it's funny, like we are your user and our users are, you know, the traders, right? So, you know, like we report to them and we need to make sure that they have the best experience possible and acknowledge that they didn't, right? Like they did not have fun, like, and they blamed it on us, right? And so like we have to then go turn around and be, you know, come to you guys and be like, guys, there's something wrong with the mechanics here. And so I think this will be iterative, right? Honestly, maybe 50% isn't enough. Let's go find out.
Yeah.
But
looking forward to seeing what people do with this. Yeah.
For sure. Like, no, I mean, it's just, it's something to question, right? Like, I think this will be an iterative process, and you know, we want to launch at low valuations on the AMM, and you know, 2 times, you know, a low valuation is still pretty low, and so you know, maybe it's not enough to deter snipers. We will see.
Yeah. Indeed. Thanks a lot for the time, Benjers. Would love to looking very forward to see what you or other people cook with DMM V2 or yeah.
Yeah, you guys are the best. GMet, thanks for having us. Excited to keep building with you guys, and yeah, good luck with everything.
Peace. Thanks for being on the call. I think so. Here comes the fun part. Same as last week, we're gonna do a very quick bounty. I'll let Mia come on and talk about what the bounty is about.
Hey. Hello, everyone. All right, I'm here again. I'm acting as the education maxi, and we're just going to do a quick revisit of last week's bounty. So last week, we launched the Meteora launch guide. And at the same time, we also kind of rolled out this comprehensive educational series, particularly on Twitter, right? Focusing on creating a lot of consumable short form content, you know, to help launch pads and also to help like people outside of the Meteora circle to kind of understand what exactly you know, how does the DLMM work? How does the DAMM work? And you know, how does the entire suite of Meteora products work? So you know, I just want to also give a quick shout out to some of the really stellar submissions that we've seen on Twitter as well. So you know, we've had people like Stream Quentin who's done a really full like end-to-end video recording on how the DLMM works and how launch pools work, and you know how you can configure a pool and kind of visualize it on ilm.juke.ag, and also like how you can configure a pool using the UI as well as you know via the SDK. So really good job to Stream Quentin for that, and also you know a few other submissions like you know from 0x Techs and also from Praise Dev, covering a very intuitive end-to-end you know coverage of how the DLMM works, and how you know you can configure a launch pool on Meteora. So great job to these submissions as well. And I also want to take a quick pause and ask, like, Zen, what do you also feel? How are you feeling about some of the submissions and also the content that we've been seeing on CT?
Fantastic. I think it's great, right? So bounty or not, right? So I think there's a lot of creativity within the community itself. We just need to harness it, right? Just harness it, right? And just to add on, right, the bounty was actually put out to really encourage this creativity, right, and to actually surface a lot of these things, right? More content from the LP Army, right? It ties into the broader educational push this month, right, where we are just spotlighting a lot of the core launch products across Meteora, right? So I mean, so if you really want to contribute or help more people to understand, so I think the key thing here is to really help use the content to really help more people understand, right? So the more they have, the easier is it for people to understand, the better it is, right? So the key thing is that, like I mentioned previously, right, that we have a lot of awesome products, right, but not a lot of people really know, right? And so I think having this kind of very educational content coming out, especially from the LP Army, will be extremely beneficial for the entire ecosystem, right? So I think this is the great way to get everybody involved, right, and to really add value. So I think the bounty is just a Kickstarter, right, just to kickstart this whole process. So I think it's great.
Exactly. That's a great point. I think bounty or not, I think the main thing that we want to push is to have even more people pushing out educational content, any form of content really, whether it be a thread, a video, or even memes and comics. Shout out to my boy Mikas also. He's been pushing out a lot of great amazing comics as well. Like one-page comics. It's really it covers a lot of the day-to-day life in DLMMing.
Yeah, those are amazing, right? Those are amazing. Like I could write a talk for half an hour, right? But his video, like a 20-second video, covers what I say in half an hour, right? So it's fantastic, right? So I think we need a lot more of this kind of creative content, right, to really showcase what we do.
Exactly, and also to push, on that note, to push for the next stage or the next phase of this educational series. I also want to introduce a new bounty. So, the previous week we were focusing on the DLMM, and now that we have the dynamic AMM, both V1 and also the very new dynamic AMM V2, now we have a new bounty for the community to kind of explore, both versions of the product and focus on the launch technology. How does the dynamic AMM work? How do you then configure and then set up a token launch via the dynamic AMM? And the requirements are still the same. Focus on the launch tech, not on not too much on profits or focusing on creating making money. And I know that's one of the focuses of the DLMM, but to make sure that we stay focused to the educational series, focus on the launch tech. And the reason why I'm saying this is because we there are also some really good entries, but they were kind of focused on not exactly on the launch tech. So unfortunate situations there, but hopefully this can encourage more people to learn more about the dynamic AMM and see how you can consider if you're a launchpad, how you can consider integrating the dynamic AMM V2 into your launchpad. So all the best, and I look forward to see more of your submissions. All right. So moving forward to the next part about accelerating the LP Army, I'll also kind of take a quick moment to kind of give us an update on where we are. So the main focus for the LP Army is, of course, to experiment with new initiatives and to kind of focus on the growth. And over the past few weeks, I think the emphasis has been a lot on creating new ideas and focusing on proposals. But I think I want to take a step back and to focus on this week kickstarting some of the initiatives that were previously in proposal form. And some of the builders here you've already seen a bit of a proof of work, and now I want to kind of kickstart the initiatives, and I want to highlight these two initiatives. First, the LP Army community server that is led by Mario, and secondly, the in-person DLMM bootcamp that is led by Richard King, one of the founders of Ultra LP, and he's actually going to be organizing this in-person bootcamp along with Super Team Canada actually tomorrow. So we'll look forward to seeing more updates from him as well. And so these two initiatives, they were previously on proposals.meteora.ag. Both of them, both Mario and Richard King, they've kind of given shared more details about the initiatives that they want to run, and they've shared a bit of what they would require in terms of budget, in terms of support from the team. And now we want to officialize this and say that the team will support these two initiatives and help them run, and because of that we want them to help to accelerate the growth of the LP Army. So before I move on, Zen, what do you think of these two initiatives?
Yeah, I agree. I just want to highlight that no matter how big, how small initiative, right? I think any initiative is great for the LP Army, right? Because I think any efforts is foundational, right? As long as they help to grow the knowledge, right, engagement, and then to align the community, I think those are fantastic. So for those who are passionate about what we are building and want to lead something, right, now's the time, right? Step up, lead, start something, right, and help to grow the community. So it doesn't matter whether it's a big initiative or small initiative. So I think it's great. So everything starts, we have to start somewhere, right? So I think, so I applaud any sort of initiative or any sort of effort coming out from the community itself.
Absolutely. I think the key here is experimentation, trying out new things, and then focusing on the growth of the LP Army. If it works out, that's great. Then we focus on doubling down on that initiative and then growing that initiative with the support of the team and even more support from the LP Army. If it doesn't work out, please don't be disheartened. There's plenty more opportunities and plenty more ways that you can contribute to the LP Army. So with that said, I also want to do a quick proposal spotlight for two new proposals that are going live on proposals.meteora.ag. And these proposals are actually created by two LP Army powerhouses. These people have been in the LP Army for the longest time, and they've had a lot of skin in the game. I think you might be familiar with Alex, as well as our very own Heavy Metal Cook. So this spotlight is basically to kind of show that for Alex and HMC, they are focusing right now on number one, growing the bootcamp initiative, which is led by HMC, and also Alex wants to focus on growing the ecosystem of community tooling for the LP Army that he's built as well. So as you guys know, Alex, he's created medlex.io, but he's also created a range of products for the LP Army infrastructure. I think you've seen a few bots on the LP Army server as well. He's the chef behind it. And at the same time, for the bootcamp initiative as well, Heavy Metal Cook, he has some great ideas on how we can continue to grow and expand the bootcamp initiative. So take a look at these proposals and give them your feedback. And if there's any way that they can refine the proposals and see which other areas that they want to focus on, give them your feedback, and then we'll work hard towards executing and working on these initiatives to grow the LP Army. And on that note, I also want to do a quick spotlight to our LP Army mod, Gosha, who has also published a proposal on his own on the focus on the future of Meteora and the topic of governance. So on that note, I also want to bring up Gosha onto the stage. Hi, Gosha.
Hello, thanks for having me. Just a very quick brief word from me. Hello, I'm Gosha. I'm a long-time community member, and last week I published a proposal concerning the future of Meteora community governance. It's really like a dormant discussion, which we had long ago, but it's still for now it's still kind of dormant. The idea to publish this proposal came up to me while observing, for example, Jup community being really not very satisfied with some aspects of their governance right now, and I think that it is important to like throw the ball out there, to start the discussion now on how you want to see the future, like a long time from now. It's a discussion which will span a lot of months, and my goal here was just to gather community insight in what you want to see, how Meteora actually future DAO will relate to LP Army. Just to be clear, it's not connected with LP Army stimulus. It's just your thoughts on how we want to organize things, how we want to work with proposals, how we want to structure our governance. Going forward, if you are any kind of stakeholder in Meteora, if you are LP launcher, it doesn't really matter. Reach out to me, comment on the proposal. If you participate in other DAOs, also share your thoughts of how you do things, just for us to slowly assemble this plan for the future. There's no rush for it. It's just something which I want to start today, and hopefully finish a long time after. Yes, that's kind of it. Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Amazing. And this is also important to have community discussions based on the future of Meteora. And also, we do want to emphasize that the team is also we would like to encourage more of these community discussions, community-led discussions, as we move forward towards like the next stage of the future of Meteora. And on that note as well, I would also like to bring back some of our LP Army leads on stage, Mario and HMC as well. What do you guys think of Gosha, leading this community, these community-led discussions?
I think it's a great idea. Gosha has always been our political oriented goose, so in the Goose DAO, so he was in all of the discussions that we had. So I think this is great, and just the fact that he's stepping up to take the lead of it and take care of it, I think it's great, and he has my support. But I think we still need more community members to step up and share their thoughts on the proposals website.
Yeah, I would agree with that. And I just want to echo that too as well. I mean, I'm fully support here, Gosha, on this. And, it's like you were talking about earlier. We try things, right? And if it works, great. If it doesn't, okay. And to me, this is just part of that. And, I think Gosha can pull it off. I'm happy to support this. Let's do it. But I also echo what Mario said. If people contributing into proposals is really important. I mean, we are a community, and I know I've heard this from other people how they've never seen a community like this. They've never seen a project or something work quite this way, the way we are. And we grow that, we expand that by participation. So, even if you think that you are just nobody, we still want to hear from you. So put your thoughts in.
Absolutely. Put your thoughts in. Zen, what do you think of Gosha starting these discussions?
I think it's great. I mean, I think I agree with Mario and Heavy, right? So anybody who really has a great idea, want to contribute to the community, please like submit a proposal and just try it out, right? And then I'm sure that if things, the community will be behind you, right? And then you try it out. If it works, it works. If it doesn't work, then you try again, right? So but really great credit to Gosha, right? I think I sense his passion, right? And he's really very, very passionate about contributing to the community. And I really look forward to see how we can try this out and see how it works out. Yeah. So let's go.
Absolutely. So take a look at his proposal or on proposals.meteora.ag. Gather your feedback as well, and then share your feedback and be a part of these discussions, so that it's always important to be involved. And with that, I also want to give a quick reminder that proposals.meteora.ag is the place for you to share your ideas. If you have any kind of initiative that you have in mind in order to grow the LP Army, share your ideas there on the Let's Grow Med section and gather feedback from the community. And then we'll see how we can execute it together with support from the team. And with that, we have come to the end of the community call. And thank you so much for coming. And any last words from anyone else from the panel?
Well, I would like to throw out a little announcement. I did put it out on the LP Army server already, but I'll put it out here on the Meteora server shortly after this call. Advanced Boot Camp number 2 is happening this Sunday, 11 p.m. UTC. Have you ever wanted to find out more about, how these alpha callers who are out here on the Discord, like saying, hey, here's a new token to do. You want to learn how they're finding those opportunities, or just more about finding LPR opportunities in general. Well, this is going to be for you. Our very own Batman and Mythical Potato are going to be the primary leaders. We'll have a few other guys on to help answer questions, whatever. So it'll be about an hour and a half. It's going to be really cool. I'm really excited for this. Looking forward to it. So yeah, and well, that's basically it. I'll get the announcement out with the links on the Meteora Discord shortly after this call.
Amazing. And I think the thing about the advanced bootcamp as well is, you guys do cover certain topics that are slightly advanced, more outside of the concepts that you cover in the basic bootcamp, right? So if any of you in like any of the viewers, you guys have already completed the bootcamp, and you guys would like to experiment more with different advanced concepts, this will be a great call to attend. And also,
go ahead.
And also, just a quick reminder to whoever hasn't completed the bootcamp task yet, which is me. Please complete the bootcamp, and Zen as well. Please complete the bootcamp tasks. Yep. Go through both days of the bootcamp if you haven't. Watch the videos. I do want to emphasize that as well. Watch the videos. Make sure you clear up both days, and then complete the bootcamp task. And Heavy, remind me again of the deadline?
It is going to be 6 p.m. UTC on April 13th. And let me just add one little thing. The advanced boot camp, it's going to be recorded. It'll be out there. So if you don't make the live session, it's okay. It'll be out there on YouTube and X for all time. But there's no test, there's no graduation, there's no role, there's nothing. What you're getting from advanced boot camp is education. And even if you're an experienced person, you may come and learn something new from somebody who does something a different way. You might pick something up for it. Your reward is the education just for this. So like there's not even going to be a form for it. But regular boot camp, please get your forms in on time. 6 p.m. UTC. Mirror.
Thank you very much for the reminder, HMC. And thank you guys so much for coming and tuning into this week's community call. I've been Mir and everyone in the panel as well. This has been the LP Army, and thank you so much for tuning in. We'll see you guys next week.
Yep.
See you guys.
It's time to log in. LP Army will teach you the way to be LP warrior starting this day. We live for the fees we make. Soon it is profits that you will take. strong, the best in soul, and always sing our song. We are LP Army, rise to the sky. Dynamic beats our battle cry. LP warriors will never die. Thereupon we will fly. Rise, new soldiers, rise. Rise, new soldiers, rise. Spot could be asked, use them all. Winning's the task, we heed the call. Who can join our ranks so tight? Listen to the Goose Gang and gain your might. We will print and we will earn. Fight through dangers, tokens burn, and join the ranks of the brave and bold. Story of the LP Army told. We are LP Army, rise to the sky. Dynamic feeds our battle cry. LP warriors will never die. Thereupon we will fly. Rise, new soldiers, rise. Rise. Take the course and earn your role. March with us and earn some soul. Dodge the rug and join the fight. We gain together LP Army might. Make your position and join the pool. Post your wings with Alex's tool. LP Army, we fight to win. Your journey is about to begin. We are LP Army, rise to the sky. Dynamic feeds our battle cry. LP warriors will never die. Thereupon we will fly. Rise, new soldiers, rise. Take the course and earn your role. March with us and earn some soul. Dodge the rug and join the fight. We gain together